Now it's time for Culture Talk. In this segment, we talk about culturally relevant topics, including books and films and things you're going to encounter in everyday conversations. So I have today as my guest, Dr. Fazale Rana. Thank you for joining me.
Sandra?
I'm very excited because we're going to talk about something that's near and dear to our heart, and that is art. We love art. So first, we're going to get to the science stuff. Now, we're, of course, familiar with the Big Bang Theory as a cosmological model, but something that people might not be familiar with is something called the cultural Big Bang. So can you explain to us what that is?
Yeah, well, this is something that's really fascinating, that when we look at the archaeological record, we see that when modern humans appear on Earth, there's an explosive appearance of sophisticated behavior that seems to show up virtually out of nowhere. And that behavior includes our artistic expression, musical expression, religious expression, the production of jewelry. Suddenly, we have human beings creating things artistically that have no survival value, and it seems to be a compulsion that human beings have, the very first human beings have.
So you said that it has no survival benefit. So it sounds then like from an evolutionary perspective, it's a little bit difficult to explain that, but it fits nicely with the Christian model.
Yeah, well, you could look at this as being a manifestation of the image of God. Mm-hmm. The capacity to make art and music, body ornamentation, reflects a capacity called symbolism, where we as human beings are capable of representing the world symbolically. And I see this as consistent with the idea that humans are uniquely made in God's image. This is a piece of science that supports that notion.
So then when we create, we are emulating the creator is kind of what we're saying here, right?
That's exactly right. And so, yeah, when we create, we are functioning like mini creators. And mm-hmm. This is really rather profound.
Yeah, no, it's definitely encouraging as an artist myself, and for the two of us, I know we like to engage in different types of art forms. Oftentimes, though, in Christian conversations, it seems like if you're not in a worship band, if you can't sing and play an instrument, that you can't really bring glory to God through your art. So what would you offer as encouragement for our photographers, dancers, writers, other artists who want to use that art to bring glory to God?
Well, you know, my view on art, particularly art produced by non-Christian artists, radically changed when I wrote the book, Who Was Adam? And I started to appreciate the fact that what was defining human beings was this capacity for artistic and musical expression. And so I realized that even when non-Christians are expressing themselves artistically, they are unwittingly bringing glory to God because they're manifesting the image of God. Well, how much more so for Christians who are artists or musicians or who like to dance?
Right.
That creativity is glorifying God because only human beings can do that, and it flows out of the fact that we are creators who bear God's image, just like our Creator.
Beautiful. So then when we think about just engaging in certain types of art, I know when I first became a Christian, things seemed a little bit scary. Anything that wasn't overtly Christian was kind of scary, and I wasn't sure if it was okay for me to engage in it or enjoy it. So how about for you? Was that kind of your experience?
Same thing. I sold all of my rock albums when I became a Christian to the, to the local record store. But again, over time, as I grew in my maturity as a Christian, I'm able to handle the art and the music produced by non-Christians because I have, again, a sophistication about thinking about that work, and I think about it redemptively. But I would caution somebody, if you are young in the faith, you may not want to just delve into non-Christian work until you have a maturity level or you're in conversation with a Christian who is mature.
So maybe just having some discernment and being cautious. But, you know, if we're comfortable, then we can actually find some beauty and see God's kind of image through other art forms.
And if we can appreciate the art that non-Christians make, it's a wonderful bridge to the gospel.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for that, Fuzz. If you want to hear more from Dr. Faz Rana, visit reasons.org and check out The Cell's Design, which is his blog. You can also find his book, Who Was Adam?